Most birds chirp politely, build neat little nests, and call it a day. But the Amazon rainforest, it doesn't do normal. Here, birds scream louder than leaf blowers, leap into rivers like action movie extras, or shake their tails like hypnotists at a jungle rave. Some even grow claws and smell like cow poop. Welcome to the jungle. More specifically, welcome to the Amazon's most bizarre birds. In this video, we're diving into 10 of the weirdest, wildest, and most wonderfully confusing bird behaviors evolution has cooked up. And yes, every single one of these is real. No filters, no CGI, just straight up rainforest madness. And hey, if even one of these birds makes you go, wait, what? Tap that like button. Because trust me, things get weirder. Quick heads up, we've ranked these birds based on how much they break the rules of nature. But if you're the kind of person who wonders, which of these birds is the most powerful? Stick around to the end, because our next video will be birds of the Amazon, ranked by their superpowers. And now grab your binoculars, maybe plug your ears, because bird number 1 is basically a smelly, screaming dinosaur baby. Let's go. Let's start with something that feels like it escaped from a rejected Jurassic Park draft. Meet the Hotson, a bird that looks like a punk rock chicken and lives deep in the Amazon rainforest. But the real weirdness? It's not the wild crest, not even the bright blue face. It's the babies. Because Hoatzin chicks are born with claws, actual claws, on their wings. Why? So they can climb trees like little feathered dinosaurs. If a predator attacks the nest, the chicks yeet themselves into the river below, no hesitation. Then paddle back to shore and climb back up using those wing claws like it's just another Tuesday. Now here's the kicker. The Hotson doesn't just look prehistoric, it smells prehistoric too. Its digestive system works like a cow's, fermenting leaves in a giant gut chamber. This makes it smell, well, like a hot compost bin mixed with forest fart. Even local tribes call it the stink bird. So yeah, imagine a baby raptor, soaked, smelly, crawling up a tree with claws. Evolution said, yes, that's the one. Be honest, would you want to meet this stinky jungle gremlin in real life? Comment yes or no below. And if you think a foul-smelling tree climber was strange, wait till you hear the one that just sits on a branch and screams louder than a chainsaw. So picture this. You're deep in the Amazon rainforest. The air is humid, everything is green and still. And then, out of nowhere, a scream rips through the trees. Loud, sharp, like a siren that just woke up angry. You freeze. Is it a monkey? A jaguar? Some mysterious jungle beast? Nope, it's a bird. Specifically, the screaming piha. This tiny gray bird might look like background filler in a watercolor painting, but its voice could power a leaf blower. It's one of the loudest birds on Earth. Its call reaches over 100 decibels. That's louder than a chainsaw, louder than a rock concert, louder than your neighbor's car alarm at 3 a.m. And the piha doesn't just call once. It does this all day long. But here's the twist. It only screams like that when looking for a mate. Which means, that horrible sound? It's a love song. Romantic, right? And to make things even better, piha males often gather in one spot and try to out-scream each other, like karaoke night, but in bird and on hardcore jungle mode. Now that you've heard the Amazon's unofficial theme song, would you rather live next to a jungle of pihas or in total silence? Let me know in the comments, because next up, we're trading noise for moves. You've met the screamer, now meet the dancer. Some birds shout, others put on a show. Enter the wire-tailed mannequin, a tiny neon-colored fluff ball with a tail so thin it looks like someone drew it in with a pencil. But don't let the size fool you. This bird is a performer, and it doesn't dance solo. See, most male birds will flap around trying to impress a female, maybe puff up their feathers or sing a little tune. But the wire-tailed mannequin, it rehearses in pairs. That's right, 2 males team up and practice synchronized dance routines like they're training for a bird version of So You Think You Can Dance. They hop, slide, and bounce along branches in perfect time, showing off a dazzling routine full of coordination, trust, and, let's be honest, a bit of sass. And the goal? To win the attention of one very picky female who's just watching from a nearby branch, judging everything silently like a feathered dance critic. Now here's the twist. Only the dominant male gets to mate. The backup dancer, he just helps. Nature's weird. But you've got to admire the commitment. Would you be the lead dancer or the backup wingman? Or just sit in the audience and enjoy the show? Drop your role in the comments. Because next, we go from fabulous choreography to strategic laziness. Seriously, this next bird figured out how to eat without even hunting. The Amazon is full of intense competition. Claws, color, calls, and chaos. But some birds don't compete. They just let others do the hard work. Meet the black-spotted bear-eye, a bird that's figured out how to feast without lifting a feather. Here's how it works. In the rainforest, army ants march through the undergrowth in huge swarms. As they move, they flush out all kinds of insects trying to escape. Grasshoppers, spiders, beetles, panic in every direction. Most animals just run, but not the bear-eye. It follows the ants. Not to eat the ants, but to eat whatever the ants scare up. It just sits nearby, watching the chaos and snatching snacks midair. No digging, no chasing. Just premium bug buffet, served fresh by ants. Even better? Bear-eyes are so good at this that they'll fight other birds for the best ant trails, because freeloading is serious business. And here's a fun bonus. They've even been caught letting other birds follow them to get the leftovers from the bugs that were already leftovers. That's not a food chain, that's a food pyramid scheme. So what do you think? Lazy genius or jungle scam artist? Comment below and defend your take. Coming up next, things get louder again, but not with noise, with bass, big feathers, big voice, big energy. Meet the bird that looks like a feather duster and sounds like a speaker dropped in a cave. If birds had a nightclub, this one would be the headliner. Say hello to the umbrella bird, a sleek, jet black bird with a hairstyle like Elvis and a chest that drops bass deeper than your car subwoofer. Let's break it down. The umbrella bird has this large, inflatable throat pouch called a wattle. It looks like a feathered sock dangling from its neck. But when the time is right, usually mating season, it inflates that pouch like a balloon and lets out a low, echoing boom. Not a chirp, not a squawk, a bass note. It's like the jungle suddenly swallowed a didgeridoo. And just like the screaming piha, this performance is all about romance. Males gather in special spots called leks, where they each claim a branch and try to outboom the competition. Feather puffs, wattle shakes, tree trunk reverb. It's part love song, part subwoofer demo. And it works. Females fly in, check out the bass battle, and choose the one with the best beat. Nature rewards sound design. Question is, would you fall for the jungle's bass king or go with the backup dancer from earlier? Let's debate in the comments. Next up, silence. Total stillness. Not because nothing's happening, but because the next bird doesn't want you to know it's there. It doesn't scream, it doesn't dance, it just disappears. Okay, we've heard the screamers. We've met the dancers. Now let's get weird in a whole new way with a bird that doesn't move, doesn't sing, and doesn't want to be noticed at all. This is the great potu. And if you've never seen one before, you probably have. Because during the day, the potu transforms into a literal tree stump. It stretches its neck, closes its eyes to tiny slits, and holds perfectly still on a broken branch. It doesn't blink. It doesn't twitch. It just waits. Predators look right past it. Most people do too. It's one of the best camouflage acts in the entire Amazon rainforest. But don't let the Zen posture fool you, because at night the potu wakes up and things get a little spooky. Its eyes open wide, glowing pale yellow, and it starts making these ghostly, echoing moans across the canopy, like a jungle ghost wailing in slow motion. The first time you hear it, you'll think something ancient, impossibly cursed is roaming the trees. Then you find out it's just a bird. Kind of. The potu doesn't need feathers or flash. It just vanishes when it wants and creeps you out when it doesn't. So, majestic master of disguise or feathered nightmare fuel? Drop your vote in the comments. Now that we've survived the tree ghost, how about something a little more chill? Coming up, a bird that doesn't hide or shout or creep, it just vibes and swings its tail like it's hypnotizing the whole forest. After all that screaming and ghost bird energy, it's time to breathe. Let's meet a bird that doesn't need drama to stand out. It just swings. This is the motmot, a beautifully chill bird with blue-green feathers, a black mask across its eyes, and a long tail with two bare shafts at the end. But the real magic? That tail moves, not just any movement. The motmot swings it side to side in slow, steady arcs, like a feathered pendulum clock. It's hypnotic, soothing, like the bird is saying, "Don't worry, I got this jungle under control." No one's entirely sure why it does it. Maybe to communicate, maybe to look bigger, maybe it just likes the rhythm. Some scientists think it's a warning signal to predators. "I see you, I'm calm, don't try it." Others think it's a flex, like, "Look at my tail, you wish you had this kind of balance." Either way, the motmot doesn't shout or strut. It vibes. It sits on a branch, eyes half closed, tail gently swaying like it's listening to lo-fi beats under the canopy. So here's the question. If you were a jungle bird, would you scream for attention or swing in silence? Drop your jungle mode in the comments. Now let's dial the calm all the way back up, because the next bird is chill until it explodes into something so colorful, so dramatic, it's basically a magical girl transformation. The jungle has its quiet types, its loud types, and then it has the sun bittern. By all appearances, this bird looks like the definition of A, brownish-gray feathers, plain stance, lives by rivers, just minding its business, until something disturbs it. That's when the sun bittern pulls its ultimate move. It spreads its wings, and suddenly you're staring at two blazing orange and black sun eyes, bursting out like a solar eclipse in midair. It goes from invisible log to jungle deity in under a second. Those wing patterns, they're not just for show. They're used to startle predators, intimidate rivals, and sometimes even flirt, because nothing says "notice me" like opening your arms and flashing fire. The sun bittern isn't singing, it's not dancing, it's performing a 1-second costume change that could win awards for theatrical flair. It doesn't need to be loud, it doesn't need backup dancers, it just has the wings. And when the time is right, boom, sunburst. Now you see it. Now you're stunned. So, wing reveal rating, 1 to 10. Be generous in the comments. Coming up next, a bird that goes the opposite route. It looks like nothing special until it's not. We're talking flat hair 1 second, full-blown royal headdress the next. Let's talk about subtle power. This is the royal flycatcher, a small, mostly beige bird that looks like it belongs in the background of a watercolor painting. No fancy feathers, no dramatic calls, just chill, quiet vibes. Until it's not. Because when the royal flycatcher gets startled, excited, or wants to impress, it flips up a massive fan-shaped crest, red or orange, streaked with blue, that explodes from its head like an ancient warrior helmet. It's like someone turned on a hidden carnival hat. 1 second librarian, next second full-blown jungle flamenco dancer. And the crest doesn't just pop up, it spreads out, curves forward, and pulses with color like an animated firework. But here's the wild part. The bird almost never shows it. Scientists can observe hundreds of them before seeing that crown once. It's a secret weapon, pulled out only when absolutely necessary. And somehow, that makes it even cooler. Because in a jungle full of loud performers, this one holds back until it doesn't. You ever meet someone quiet who suddenly drops a perfect one-liner and walks away? Yeah, that's this bird. So are you all flash all the time, or secretly fabulous when it counts? Let's hear it in the comments, because we're down to number 10, and you've made it this far. So get ready for the most colorful, chaotic, fabulous feather fighter in the entire Amazon. This bird doesn't just show up, it shows off. You've waited patiently. You've seen claws, camouflage, screaming, and surprise wings. Now, let's end with a bird that doesn't do subtle at all. This is the Guianan cock of the rock. Yes, that's the real name. And it looks like someone asked a 5-year-old to design a bird using only the color orange. It's bright. Like, you can see it through 3 layers of leaves bright. And that's exactly the point, because this bird lives to perform. During mating season, the males gather in forest clearings to compete in what is basically a full-on bird talent show. They hop around, fluff up their brilliant feathers, call out in weird guttural sounds, and strike poses like fashion models doing interpretive dance. The females? They sit in the trees, unimpressed, judging silently, because of course they do. And out of dozens of orange puffballs flailing around like feathered cheerleaders, only one gets chosen. What does the winner get? Bragging rights and a date. But hey, Cock of the Rock doesn't care. It's not here to play it cool. It's here to be seen, to dazzle, to say, look at me, I am the drama. And that, my friends, is the Amazon, a rainforest full of weird, wonderful, feathered chaos, where evolution went off script and nature said, yeah, let's keep it. If you made it all the way to the end, first of all, thank you. And second, tell me, which bird would win your vote as the ultimate Amazon icon? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. And if you want to see these birds ranked by pure, over-the-top superpowers, you'll want to catch the next one. Birds of the Amazon, ranked by their superpowers. Trust me, we've only just scratched the surface.